Arabic sounds. Hear them through. A, ba, da, tha, ja, ha, kha. Da, da, ra, za, sa, sha, sa. Ba, ta, va, a, ra, fa, qa. Ka, la, ma, na, wa, ha, a, ya. You've heard the sounds. Now let's listen to the individual characteristic of a letter. Try it again with me. Let it loop. A, ab, at, as, aj, ah, ad, az, ar, az, as, ash, shatter, ash, else, el, 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 f, el, ek, el, ow, a. You just got to hear Arabic characteristics. When we look at any Arabic text, specifically the Quran, we open it and see a sea of letters. One shift you can make now is to identify 7 letters. Alif, da, tha, ra, za, wow, hamza, a, da, tha, ra, za, wa, a. These 7 letters, you could open the Quran right now. When you open them, you will see these 7 letters don't connect on the left side. As much as it seems like an ocean right now, open the Quran, run your fingers over the text and see if you can see the 7 that don't connect on the left. 2 letters that are always going to look different. Many folks will tell me, I look and I can identify a lot of the shapes and the letters, but the letter kaf, a baby has a cow, it's called a kaf. It looks different at the beginning, middle, and end. Arabic letters are written in script. So the letter kaf, beginning, middle, and end, and the letter ha, drag the air, ha, beginning, middle, and end, and every once in a while, it'll look like a teardrop. If you get confused with a letter, remind yourself, if I don't know what it is, most of the time, it's kaf or ha. Many times, the Arabic words that you see end with a teardrop with 2 dots on it or a sock puppet. Most of you know 2 dots on top, da. But it gets overwhelming, slightly confusing when that 2 boys in the boat changes to the teardrop or the sock puppet. Right now, make that transition and tell yourself, if I see a word that ends with a teardrop or the sock puppet with 2 dots on the top, that's the letter ta as well. Confusion can happen, friends, but we're splitting the sea of letters and beginning our Quran revolution. You've seen it so many times by opening the Quran, running your fingers down. The letter lam and the letter alif are written as a hybrid letter so frequently, they've created a new letter, lam alif. You now know it, the sea is expanding, lam alif, mostly pronounced as la, wow, and the letter ya can be used as tables. These 2 letters won't be pronounced. You'll see a hamza and a sitting on top of it. So if you see 2 letters, wow or ya, and they have something, a letter sitting on it, you know I'm not pronouncing those letters. They are being used as tables. Break through the confusion. 5 sounds that will change your recitation forever. You're not saying them, you're proclaiming them. From within. E, the puckering of the lips. Ooh, ow, a. The L is a wow connect. Ow, and hooray, use the middle of your mouth. A. Break through the clutter of sounds by practicing e, oo, ow, a. There are 2 types of sounds, one coming from our throat, one coming from our mouth. Let's leave the mouth sounds for our daily conversation. Would you come with me to your throat? Aha! Can you be excited? You just figured something out. Eureka! Aha! Second part of my throat, spicy. Lift up the power. Ah, lift it. Ah, ah, scratch it. Gargle. Aha, 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 Could you say I'm sneezing and I have a horrible cough? A crow says caw. Come in front of the uvula, the dangling tongue at the back of your mouth. Ka. Caw, caw. In the back of the mouth, caw. In the front of the mouth, ka. No longer in my throat. I'm now practicing Quran. Kadhalik. The entire Arabic language is made of 29 sounds, but there is one sound in the Arabic language which is not made in any other language in the world. Feel free to look it up. That is the sound of the letter wa. It looks like a handle with a dot on top. It is the sound of a frog. Let your tongue implode in the back teeth. As far back as you can go to the molars and make the my tongue implodes, pressing the right or left side or both, and you get a vibrating wa. غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا الضَّالِّينَ. We usually would assume Jim, Sheen, and Ya are a Y, J, and an SH, which is very unflattering to the Quranic sound of edge, similar to your Jannah unit, Jannah paradise, similar to your ash of shatter, similar to your tightness of the jaw for A. Yeah, when you say hooray, you don't say hooray, hooray. There's a tightness in the jaw. Sheen, Jim, Ya. 3 letters from the middle of your mouth. Declutter the confusion. 3 sounds. N, L, R could be similar. Nancy, Laura, Robert could be even closer. Would you take the opened, flailed tongue to the roof of your mouth and try the sound of lily pad, leaping lizards? That much application with your tongue for lam, noon, ra. And that's a tough one because you want to go rabrt, marr. You want to take the front of your tongue. Use the entirety and commit to that R like a pirate. Lam, ra, ra. Let it growl before it begins. Think bear, not tiger. Lam, noon, ra, ra. Declutter the confusion. Take the tip of your tongue and touch your skin. How much of your finger do you use to touch something? Gentlemen, let's learn to be a bit gentle. The tip of my tongue, I want you to touch the skin. Take the tip of your finger, touch, tip of the tongue to the back 2 teeth. Da, da, da. You're going up for a T. I want you to drop it for a da. Da, dal, ta. Da, dal, ta. Da, da, ta. That's all you needed, friend, to declutter the confusion. Kuntum amwata Dawuda ta'amu da, dal, ta. Touch your tongue to the bottom teeth. Hiss, kiss, bis, asma, sa, si, gently touch and let the air blow through. Asma, sa, si, su. Press the tongue, give me gas. Slaw, sa, slaw, sa, slaw. And you have unlocked and decluttered the confusion. 2 letters, bottom teeth, touch it with the tip. Seen, press it with some gas, put some sauce, slaw. Begin your Quran revolution now with 4 letters that will be pronounced on your lips. I am simultaneously telling you, subliminally, your lips will touch for these 4 and they won't touch for any other letters. So remember, when I say wet, bat, mat, fat, wa, ba, ma, fa, these are the 4 sounds only my lips will move and touch for these 4, and that my lips will not touch for any of the other sounds. For a quick test, put your top and bottom teeth together. Za, za. This is a full buzz zebra. Now, wet, bat, mat, fat. 4 sounds decluttering the confusion. When it comes to rhythm, most of us are looking for some sort of pattern. But if no one introduces what bounces, what doesn't, what has a blow of air through it, what clicks and what pops, how would you be able to decipher that? So right now, let's identify 5 letters. If I say they bounce, every other letter doesn't bounce. When I put the C, it's an accent that says to connect 2 letters. When I put the C of connect on top of Qaf, I'm sneezing and I have a bad cough. The lamb chop has to qaw. One boy at the bottom, ba. Jannah, and the letter Pac-Man, dal, dal. If I put a connect on top of any of these 5 letters, the sound will bounce. Aqqa, ab, aj, ad, aqqa. Let's do our best to declutter and look for these patterns. Most of us disguise our personal rhythm with a little bit of the nasal, and we feel fantastic. It sounds amazing, and most people will give you a pat on the back. But in actuality, and I don't like that word as much, only 2 letters reverberate. Really sing out that opera-like nasal sound, and that's a noon and the meme microphone with a W. The W is an accent to connect and hold. So when you hear إِنَّ الَّذِينَ قَالُوا رَبُّنَا اللَّهُ إِلَى الْآخِرِ الْآيَةِ, or you hear وَمِمَّا, those are 2 distinctly nasal sounds. Every time you see a noon or a meme with a W, celebrate that nasal opera and make a decluttering of the confusion. Deciphering concepts of rhythm. Friend, you and I could have a conversation immediately about how the ink in your uncle's pen when you were a young child spilled down. It was so funky. In all of these words, we see the letter N, as in Nancy, ninja, Nantucket. But when I said pink, sink, funky, you made a different type of N. The next discussion in our rhythm series, does my tongue touch the roof of the mouth, or does it float for the roof of my mouth? When I say antum, tongue touch or not? An'amta, tongue touch or not? And I think you got the flow, friends. Declutter the confusion. Make the choice. What's good for you? Quran revolution. Most of us have a discussion of how long do I elongate? How long do I stretch the sound? And it becomes a discussion of 2, 4, 6. And what throws me off is people will still make ba, ba, ba. And they're interested on the duration, not where it comes from. Make your revolution right now and exhale the air. جاء إذا جاء غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Is it about the 2, 4, or 6, or about where that sound comes from? One sound in Surah Fatiha that many people glaze over or maybe just aren't aware of is the ha with a C on top, what I refer to as stereo sound. إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. Dina. I want you to make a full effort for E, 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 E. After you complete the entire E, full stereoed 18-inch subwoofer with crossovers, can you give me a Dina? Dina الصراط المستقيم. Friend, here's your chance to add the bass to your recitation. declutter the confusion. You might not hear it, but when I say وَمَنْ أَظْلَمُ مِمَّنْ أَظْلَمُ مِمَّنْ كَذَلِكَ, you hear a vibration. 3 letters. Would you focus on zipper, zal, buzz, za, and tongue out, va. When I put a C on top of them, would you be able to appreciate good vibration? Looking for flow, 2 letters. Lam, we learned about it, open the whole tongue, and ra. Not the R of Robert, but the growl of a grizzly bear, the R of a pirate. Lam and Ra, with the W, connect and hold, both attack the sound like the propeller of a helicopter. Alladhina. Do you feel the little L on the inside? Alladhina. Ar-Rahmani. Ar-Ra. Ar-Ra. It's a textured sound. We call it a helicopter. Friends, declutter the confusion. Let's get it on. Lam, Ra, with a W on top of it. Commit your tongue to that helicopter sound. Friends, we're looking for that range in our recitation. Have you ever discovered the 4 dome letters? 4 letters in the lesson of itbaq that are asking you to raise the back of your tongue, compress the air, and yes, give me the most opera-esque sound you can create. Those 4 letters, sa, wa, wa, ba, va, sa, ba, ba, va. Of these 4 letters will lift the back of the tongue, compress the air, and you will hear sa. You'll hear the word ظالمون, and you'll recognize there's a dome compression, the most opera-esque sound in the Quran. Flow is the name of the game. You're looking for the continuity of sound. You want to recite like your favorite reciter leading the prayer, and it sounds like someone opened a faucet of Quran, and it just won't stop. 2 letters. For the mid-range sound that is going to bring continuity, sheen, Jim, under the title, Strength Within. When I am pronouncing a sheen or a jim, there is strength, texture, there is a firmness, a tautness inside. Make those sounds tighter and the confusion will just fade away. Sheen, jim, and tighten up your yeah, and you'll be decluttering the confusion and on your way to a Quran revolution.